Welcome. Venus retrograde is happening in 2015 from July 25th through September 8th. There are a few weeks before that and a few weeks after that where Venus is going to be in shadow period. So we may see some similarities, some things starting, rising, finishing up in that shadow period as well. Therefore, this reading may extend on to its shadow period. I wanted to do this little introduction to say a little bit about what Venus retrograde is. First of all, Venus is the planet that governs over beauty, values, love. And so when it is going retrograde, it is going through a revisal phase. It's moving backwards, it's reevaluating things, changing things around, tweaking things from the past and our current situation to make it better for the next cycle when Venus goes direct. So I will be talking in this reading about those areas specifically: money, self-value, self-worth, values, and love, as well as beauty. I want to recommend for anyone who has their birth chart and knows their moon and Venus sign that you choose the video of your moon sign and the one of your Venus sign to listen to. But if you don't have that information, or you just don't want to and you'd rather listen to your sun sign, go for it, go ahead. Depending on how deep you want to go, how much information you want from the readings, you could listen to the moon sign video, the one for your rising sign, as well as Venus and the sun. It just depends on how much you want, how much time you want to spend, and how much you want to hear, because I think there are going to be bits of information for you in all of those. Alright, so thanks for listening to the introduction. Here we go. Hi Capricorns. Okay, so I'm going to do, first of all, a quick overview look for the Venus retrograde period for you. And then afterwards, I'm going to get more specific and draw 2 cards for money, 2 cards for love, 2 cards for values, 2 cards for self-value, self-esteem, confidence, self-worth, etc. And 2 cards, we've got an extra card, 2 cards for beauty. And then afterwards, I'm going to draw an additional 2 cards from a different deck, and we'll talk about that when we get there. Alright, here we go. Alright, got an additional card that flew out, which is awareness. It's very cool. I'll talk about that once I get the other cards on the table. This is a major arcana card, so that's looking at big picture stuff, shifts, big shifts versus small shifts, and more, I hate to use the word mundane, but mundane things. It's big things, it's big shifts. It can be changes where before something has been one way for quite a while, the belief patterns and so on that you've been clinging to for quite a while, and there's going to be some sort of change. And with the awareness card, I think this message is saying to you that your awareness is growing. You're starting to see through the veil that was there, see deeper truths, and your awareness is growing. And to keep that in mind, that's what's going on. Okay? Now you have the slowing down card. This is a pentacles or a rainbow card in this deck. You have turning in, which is an emotion card, a water card. And you have another rainbow card, which is compromise. So here I think there's a theme for you about change, learning to change your pace with things, learning to slow down and take time for yourself. I think you're either going to have situations, experiences, opportunities coming up that you will recognize as like asking you to do this and guide you, or you're going to I don't know, it just went right out of my head, so let's stick with that for now. This is about, these challenges with these messages it's asking you to do, and things that are going to come up during this phase, I think, are going to largely be about you learning to slow down, take time for yourself, connect with nature, and do spiritual, emotional, mental clearing, cleansing, hygiene. Now, a lot of us, we got taught physical hygiene, but we've never heard of, a lot of people have never heard of mental hygiene or emotional or spiritual hygiene. They're very real things. You can get a buildup of emotional energy, stuff that bogs you down, mental clutter, and spiritual stuff, just like sludgy, dirty stuff. And so I think some stuff that's coming up for you with theme with this Venus retrograde is going to be about learning to do some of this, to practice some of this hygiene and feel better for it, and have things become smoother for you as a result, ultimately. Okay, this is things like meditating, quieting the voices of others, other people, and your own self-doubts and nagging stuff, old beliefs, old paradigms, really, ways of thinking, and beliefs, patterns and stuff that we've had for a while. And along with that, learning how to compromise with other people, meet other people halfway sometimes, without compromising your values, without compromising yourself, without feeling compromised. Okay? So I think some of this stuff coming up, the lessons, experiences, etc., are going to be on the topic of how you're relating with others and how much of yourself you're giving, whether it's making you feel uncomfortable or not, and working to develop that inner strength, that inner spiritual awareness and strength, wisdom. And the message, one of the messages here is to slow down. Don't let your thoughts drive you crazy. Just slow down and find some peace and harmony. Enjoy nature. Enjoy yourself. Enjoy things. Okay, and to take your time when necessary. Okay, so now I'm going to get into more specifics. Right. We have money, love, values, self-value, beauty. Okay, cool. Money, you have the Thunderbolt card, a major arcana card, and you have the Rightness card. These cards are very interesting to get together. These go very interestingly together. So I'm getting a message from them that something is about to change. something that's been building for a while. Thunder arises because two separate energies have been building and building and building to a while, and they get to a peak point where they just can't both exist like that anymore. The pressure is too strong. And so thunderstorms happen to release that energy, dissipate it, and have something fresh and new arise. So that's going to be going on in some way related to your money or how you make money. This can be about your beliefs about money, or working. This can be about money that's been going out, the way you've been spending. It could be a wake-up call about the way you've been spending. It can be about any loans you give out, or financially supporting others. Investments. This can be about your job or your business. There's going to be some change. So if it's been like you've been really trying to get something to happen, and a lot of pressure is built up around that, there's going to be a release and change. This could mean that it works out the way you were thinking. It could mean that it works out in a different way than you were thinking. It could mean that it all falls apart and you have to start over. It could mean all kinds of things, but there's going to be a change in some area related to money. And the ripeness card is saying everything's happening in perfect timing. It's saying, you may be really feeling like this pressure, like enough is enough, and you really need to take some action. You really need to quit your job or something like that. But the ripeness card is saying everything's happening in perfect timing. When the fruit is ripe, it just falls off the tree naturally. It just falls off. You don't need to do anything or make anything happen during this Venus retrograde. It's going to happen on its own in the right timing, and it's going to be for the best. So if I were to suggest anything to do in relation to money, I would say that it would be work on your ability to surrender and allow, the universe's will, allow things to occur without forcing your will. And maybe control also. Paradigms, belief systems, etc. you have about money, looking at them or being open to alternative ways of truth existing that involve less control and force. Okay, so love, you have the burden card, which is a mind card, and you have 10, rebirth. So what I'm seeing here with this is that you may be feeling, you could be either of these people, okay? So for some of you, it's going to be that you are feeling really used and abused, and you're getting really tired from it. Someone or something has become a burden. This could be your partner, This could be a situation that you're in, both of you are in, or a situation within your relationship. It's really weighing on you. This could also be that you are in some way up here getting a free ride at this person's expense. So this could be that, your partner has been, it's unbalanced. It could be that your partner has been doing more of the work and feels burdened. This could be about, one person working a job, the other one not. This could be all kinds of different scenarios and things. But there's going to be a rebirth and evolution of the situation. It's going to turn from one thing into another, especially if you're aware and allow this. That would be like a sooner scenario, probably, where you would see it sooner. There's going to be a change. It's going to evolve to something else. It's totally different. It's like saying this is not the final point. There was more. There was a reason to go through this. It was for growth, and now we're going to grow into something new and have new experiences. So it could be bringing up, Venus retrograde could be bringing up challenges, experiences, etc. around this type of thing for you to revise and rework. If you are single, and okay, I'm getting like a message that this can be for some people in relationships. For some people in relationships, this might have nothing to do with you or your partner being these people. It could be that it's a money situation within your relationship, that the money is what's weighing you both down, and there can be a rebirth of that. Okay. It might not be what I said initially for some of you. It's not going to be an imbalance within your partnership. It's going to be an imbalance within the resources that you're getting from the rest of the world that your partnership is receiving. Okay, so if you are single, this could be about if you've been wanting a relationship and not finding the right relationship. This could be about you trying to take on the world, have the world on your shoulders, do everything on your own. It could be that you would be happy to be single, except that you are tired of all of the responsibilities. You're tired of being the one. You're tired of having to pay all the bills yourself, do all the household chores yourself, that kind of thing. So there's some indication of rebirth here. So it's saying like these issues are going to either come up, or you can initiate them within your self-work and, do some journaling, stuff like that. Be open to finding solutions, but that a rebirth is wanting to occur. Okay? So allow for a change. Whew. All right, so now we have values, and you have the completion card. It's two major arcana cards here. The completion card and the rebel card. Okay. I can't believe this. I'm having to go back. Okay. Sorry. I'm being urged to point out that these are both mind cards. So for some of you, this is going to be about your mental paradigm, the way you're thinking about things, the way you're focusing on things, and your belief systems are keeping your rebirth from happening. And it is, it's ready. It's on the table it's up for change, but you actually have to do the work of facing your own demons about what's been going on, and being open to heal, being receptive to healing that's coming in from others. Okay. Now we were on self-worth. No, we were on general values, and you have the completion card, which is the last numbered card in the major arcana, and you have the rebel, which is another major arcana card. What I'm getting from these cards is that if your values have been based upon what you don't value. That is to say, if you have been figuring out what you value by looking at what you don't value and rebelling against that, okay? So it's to say you are raised with something and you don't value it, so you go to the exact opposite and find value in that on a real shallow level without really going deep. That is going to be ending. That's going to be coming to a completion, that phase, and something new is going to come from that. And that's going to be that you're going to find different ways of determining what your values are, what's really important to you. For some of you, this is just going to be about change, about big change, or change of stuff that has been in place for a long time, in a way that causes you to break away from organizations or what you've been taught, other people's expectations, the status quo, that kind of thing, in order to be more true to yourself. You're going to be breaking away from that and finding what's true for you. And also perhaps, finding value in rebellion, in rebelling against things that are not ethical, things that are an injustice. But it looks like completion of a cycle. There's like a last piece. There's something that needs to be worked out, maybe psychologically, something within you that needs to be worked out. It could just be getting the bravery to make the change, but it could be any number of things. And I think that the message with this is don't be afraid to stand alone. Don't be afraid to be labeled the outcast or the rebel. You need to get in touch with your heart and follow your heart and be true to yourself. It's going to make you feel like a more complete human being. It's going to make you feel more whole. Okay. Now, self-value, self-worth, you have 2 rainbow cards. I was talking about, you've got a lot of themed things going on in the categories. Pretty cool. You have patience as the first card, and you have flowering as the next card. This is really beautiful, and I think a big message with this combination is to have patience with yourself. You're developing spiritually, you're growing, and it's beautiful. And you're going to be able to, from that place, give more love out to others, and be able to create things on the outside that are reflections of that inner love and inner joy and beauty. But it takes time. It takes time, so don't rush yourself. This also can have to do with having more patience with yourself. If you're somebody who gets really frustrated with yourself, you get frustrated with yourself real easily. Patience, try and accept yourself as who you are. You're beautiful. And you might not be realizing all of the contributions that you are making and how valuable they are to the world. Okay. Also, just for some of you, a few of you, be careful not to overgive and give what you don't have. This card is about having an overflow, having an abundance, just emerging and being this flower, and just your very being is a gift. Okay, and then, you know, flowers produce seeds, and, you know, they get tossed into the wind, and so it's everywhere. But it doesn't hurt the flower to give that. Okay, it's just a natural thing, a natural overflow. So if you're feeling like you have to give more than you have, stop it. Just have more patience with yourself and with life, and coming to an understanding. Have more patience with your spiritual journey and receiving information, intuitive guidance, and an understanding of things. Okay. Beauty. You have major arcana cards again. A lot of big stuff for you, Capricorn. You've got creativity and silence. Yeah, just a lot of shifts, and big shifts and stuff that maybe have been with you for a while. So this could, on the other end of it, wind up being really fresh energy once Venus is direct again. If you are wanting to create more beauty in your life, if you are wanting to do something of like painting, something that is commonly recognized as creating beauty, again, giving yourself time for meditation, time to embrace the silence, to have solitude, relaxation, to be one with nature, to connect with the mystery of the universe, the abundance there, in the vastness, in the silence, in the darkness. Allowing yourself to just be, and to have that rest. It revitalizes us, and it's going to help assist you with your creative endeavors. It's going to help assist you in being more creative, expressing yourself creatively, and creating beautiful works, pieces, things in your life, whether it's music or art or all kinds of things, anything at all that has to do with beauty in some way. I'm giving this message for you. When it comes to your physical appearance, physical image, and also not just with your body, but things that you own, like your home or car, office, things of this nature. When it comes to creating changes on a beautification projects, Venus retrograde is generally not the time to do things. It's not advisable to do things spontaneously, and do things that are, well, spontaneously and permanent. It's not a good time to do things that are permanent, period, when it comes to alterations of this sort, or hard to reverse, because once Venus is direct, we're seeing things differently again. Most of the time Venus is direct, and it's just very likely that you'll wind up regretting those things. So it's like not a good time to get tattoos, not a good time to, if you have long hair, cut your hair real short. Not necessarily a good time to spend all of your savings on paint to paint the interior of your house, because you're apt to change your mind and hate the color later on, or really regret your haircut, and so on. It's a better time to brainstorm, and especially for you with these cards, silence and creativity, I would say it's a beautiful time for you to go inward, to relax, and allow your creative juices to flow. Really brainstorm about things that you want. Allow your ideas to be heard. Write them down, make documentation, draw pictures, sketch out that tattoo, etc. Create, But before you go and make the decisions to actually get the tattoo put on or buy the paint the house, wait until Venus goes direct again. When it comes to small type creative alterations that are not, stuff that's not permanent or hard to reverse, it's like it might be a really good time for you to experiment with that and to embrace your creativity, to be a little more creative. So if you have the money to, maybe buying a bracelet or something that appeals to you, something inexpensive, it's not going to break your bank type of stuff, or creating your own things just to try them out. But again, not a whole large investment of time, because you may wind up hating it. And then, being a waste of energy and feeling bad and being discouraged about that. So, along with like taking care of your energy, allowing yourself time to recuperate, rejuvenate, and so on, and expressing your creativity, because that's the way you're going to find the most beauty during this phase. And also, it might make you feel more beautiful when you look in the mirror, taking the time to do this. Okay. Alright, so now I'm going to draw 2 cards from the White Eagle Medicine Wheel deck. And in this deck, there are mainly animal totems, but there are also some grandmother message cards and some grandfather message cards, grandmother and grandfather wisdom. And there are 4 other totems as well. The message that I've been giving to all the signs and giving to you as well with this is that the cards that come up for this are offering their assistance to you with the reading, but beyond the reading as well. And with the animal cards in particular, it's really easy to work with them further throughout Venus retrograde if you would like to, by doing things like doing a guided meditation for animal spirit guides, connecting with your spirit and the animal that comes up, doing some research about that species, seeing if any messages pop off the page at you, incorporating them into your life, so drawing them, painting them, getting pictures of them, putting it on your wall, your altar, clothing, bracelet, animal, that kind of thing. You can also ask them questions and practice going into receptive mode and see if any answers pop up to you. All kinds of ways. So I'm going to go ahead and draw the cards. You have porcupine, and you have badger. For these, I'm going to read right out of the booklet. And since I flipped right open to badger, I'm going to read badger first. Okay. Badger's message is, badger may be telling you to wake up, organize yourself, forge ahead, and use some aggressive energy to get things moving. Are you committed enough to seeing things through? Don't allow shyness and insecurity to hold you back. Act decisively when the time is right. Okay, so this might be about, prepare yourself. With the other cards, prepare yourself so that you're able to do that, so that you have the confidence to do that when the time is right. Alright, we're going to go into porcupine. So once I find it. Don't be afraid of change. I'm getting like this message in my head to tell you, don't be afraid of change. 24. Especially change that's naturally arising rather than self-initiated, that things externally that are naturally occurring and rising. Okay, Porcupine, I found it. Porcupine advises you to return to a simple outlook on life. Don't let yourself become cynical or over-sophisticated. Porcupine medicine brings the ability to release the inner child into playfulness and laughter, or to come out of the shadows. Follow your intuition, let go of suspicion. Porcupine tells you that it's safe to trust. You don't need to overprotect your ego. Alright, thanks Capricorn.